And then we also know from CBT that both of these things will influence behavior. So in cognitive behavioral therapy, we're looking at the relationship between our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. So it all maps out like pretty much one-to-one.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by the assumptions that we have about the world and the fact that I spoke to Dr. Paul Conti, a trauma guy, and he gave me this really great story where he said, I was in a car crash when I was like 20 years old, and I was fine, but I could have not been fine.
Yeah.
He said that when you encounter something that's a highly traumatic event, your memory after that can color your memories before that based on that experience. And I never thought about this, that I could tell myself, because of, let's say I had travel anxiety, which I didn't. I have travel anxiety. Is it because of the car crash? Well, no, I've never liked driving. I've always been scared of driving. Even before that thing happened, and it's just part of the baked in assumptions and physics of your system. And that's 100%. Now just how you see the world.
100%.
And that's terrifying because to me, you have been robbed of your ability to fact check what is true and what is false by your own mind.
I'll give you just a really interesting and terrifying example of that. So our brain, when we look at, let's say I'm going to ask a girl out on a date, okay? So our brain, when I think about asking the girl out on the date, the dopaminergic centers of my brain, the nucleus accumbens, the place that I feel pleasure. So if I ask her out and she says yes, I feel an exhilaration of pleasure. The dopaminergic circuits of my brain in a hypothetical yes do not activate. But the negative emotional circuitry in my brain can activate and actually make me suffer based on a hypothetical. So if you've ever been in this situation and you think about how things go wrong, that's not a hypothetical. You can feel the pain of a future loss today, but you cannot feel the pleasure of winning an award or getting a trophy today. Like literally, hypotheticals can activate your negative emotional circuitry in the present, but they do not activate your dopaminergic circuitry.
Wow.
And this is one of the reasons why we're so biased towards the negative.
So it's a fundamental neuroscientific asymmetry.
100%. And we didn't know this even 10 years ago because now we know so much about human behavior. We know so much about neuroscience